I'm Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody who has joined us from all across the globe. Welcome to the Gemini Dhar talk show. And this show is all about women entrepreneurs soaring higher and higher, taking charge of their lives and 5xing their growth. And today I have this amazing personality, this amazing woman. I will not call her a woman, I'll call her an iron woman, strong lady, because I have met her many years back. And I have experienced her strength. I have understood what it takes to be really really strong, and I really admire her, respect her, and love her because she's a very very close friend of mine. I'm going to invite Smita Nair on my show. She's an abundance business growth coach, and she has done a feat of what you can say, tons and tons of achievements. As you know, all special people come onto my show, and I'm really grateful that you are joining me and spending your valuable time with me. Welcome, Smita.
Thank you, Gemini. Nothing like being with you. Thank you so much.
So I would like to complete a little bit about Smita because she may not share some things, but I know that Smita knows more than 18 modalities when it comes to transformation, coaching, helping women, and she is an excellent, very very strong speaker. She's been known nationally, internationally, and Smita has the same passion that I to help women in different areas of their life, be it be business, be it be personal growth, and she truly has contributed to thousands and thousands of people. And I really have got some amazing testimonials of her, in the sense that people have been telling me about her work and about how she's transformed lives. So, Smita, I know you've not been a coach all your life. You started your second innings as a coach, like I did. And before that, you've done a lot of other stuff. So, firstly, where are you born? Tell us a little bit about your mom and dad and about yourself and what kind of a girl you were. And then we take it further.
Okay. Yeah, I am born in Mumbai, as in Dombivli, in the extreme suburbs of beyond Thane, and I come from a traditional South Indian family, and my parents have been really supportive, but very conservative. Very, our family. It's like girls are supposed to not have big dreams. So in terms of, they've never seen someone like that. Or max you could take up a profession which is more convenient and where you can have time for your family. So I come from a background like that, and I did my post graduation in nutrition, so didn't start off as a coach, and that's where I come from. So that's my background.
Were you naughty? Were you quiet? Were you such a strong woman from first?
uh,
Because you know
yeah,
what?
so I have.
The moment you walk into a room, that is pin drop silence. People are like, wow, somebody has arrived. So were you like this, or were you maybe scared of stage or scared of people or introvert? How were you?
I was naughty, but I was not the superwoman or any of that. I was very, in fact, I externally looked confident, but internally I had a lot of self doubts, a lot of self belief issues. In fact, when I walked into a place where there are a group of people, my internal voice told me that no one's interested in talking to you, no one wants to be with you. Why would they talk to you, and stuff like that. So I was very self conscious with a lot of like, to the extent I would look at, when I would walk into a mall, I would look at other people's sandals and think like they've got better ones and I'm not good. So I constantly had this feeling of I'm not good enough, and externally looked strong in terms of confident, but internally had terrible chaos running in. But then, yeah, I was naughty, and talking to people or such stuffs were not an issue. But when when you kind of have this whole thing of people are not interested in you, automatically you give that vibe out, and that was my major thing, because it constantly ran at the background of my head, because I constantly, I think right from the time I was a child, I didn't really fit in, and that really made me feel that there's something wrong with me. I think I spent a major part of my life thinking that there's something majorly wrong with me, and it's some issue. I was trying to be the girl that you're supposed to be in the way the societal terms you're supposed to be. So I've spent a major part of my life trying to do that, become that. And the day I realized I don't have to do that was the biggest liberation of my life. And but yeah, I spent like almost 30 years of my life trying to do that.
So, Smita, you know what? I know your story inside out, but however, a lot of women entrepreneurs are watching us today. And there is some part of this women entrepreneur mindset that, blocks their growth because of the things they think about themselves, their company, and their products. So, for
Absolutely.
example, I meet women. You sure you will resonate with this. I meet a lot of women who says, my company is not big enough. I don't have enough resources and my product is not good enough compared to my competitors. Or they have this mindset that I have everything perfect, but my client is not perfect. People don't appreciate my work. People don't like my stuff. People don't do this. So it's all the people or it is me who is not perfect. So somewhere there is a blame game happening. And Smita, since
Absolutely.
you work with so many people, tell me what can they do to get over this?
I think the biggest thing is your internal conversation, right? Because it's a conversation of I am not good enough, which you're trying to blame someone. I have been there. So when I started off with the coaching career as well, I did all these certificates that you're talking about. In spite of that, it was never enough. And I didn't, honestly, I didn't learn from a perspective of, yeah, I do love knowledge, but then it always was because it was not enough. I kept learning because I thought this one more certificate will make me enough. And it never did, right? So till this doesn't change internally where you feel you're enough the way you are and you embrace yourself for who you are as a person. For, I would say people don't pay me. Yeah, like it was not a problem with them, it was a problem with me being able to charge them because I didn't believe that they will actually pay me. So
Hmm.
the blame game happened saying that, oh, people don't pay, the problem is them, they don't pay me, they'll go somewhere else, spend the money, but they'll not. The problem was not them, the problem was me. So when you change that chatter internally, when you say that I'm enough, you're into a business, you're a business entrepreneur, right? So you have a product, it could be a service, it could be an actual product, right? Now it's your baby, it's a reflection of you, it's who you
True.
are, right? And it's going to resemble everything that you are, it's just going to be an extension of you. So once that would change, this would change as well.
And I believe that this is such a crucial part. It's like a seed to your tree. That what are you planting? Are you going to plant weeds or are you going to plant a fruit tree or whatever? So whatever you plant is going to grow, right? And it's going to give you that fruits. So when you have issues internally, when you have mindset issues, when you have beliefs issues, those are the things that control your life for the rest of your life till you change them. And I know you've
Absolutely.
gone from somebody who felt was an ordinary person to an extraordinary woman. What have you done? What happened? Tell me more about your journey.
More than ordinary, I tried becoming ordinary, I would say, is because again, as I said, right, the conditioning we grow up with, right? So you're a girl, don't behave like this, you're a girl, you can't think like this, you're a girl, you can't do that. Now there was so much of conditioning, it's just not from your family, it's also the society you've been, the surroundings, the school you've been, the teacher you've been with. So constantly these kind of stuff where I was trying to see what is that good girl supposed to do, and I was trying to fit into someone else's shoes, and that was not me. And there came a time I went through a divorce, and that was, I think, the biggest breakthrough moment for me, is because I realized that okay, I live my life pleasing people. I did that for the longest part of my life. I want to do everything so that everyone around me is happy. And that was the time I realized that no, probably not everyone is going to be happy with me. I have to choose my dream over everything else, my passion over everything else. And temporarily, probably even I am not going to be happy. And that's okay. But it was for a longer, higher, bigger good. So I had, when I made that choice, which was, I think, the toughest of the choices for me, but I think it was the biggest liberating moment of my life, because now I stopped pleasing people. I stopped looking if they're happy. Doesn't mean you have, I'm not saying be rude or something, but certain choices you make may not agree with everybody around you, because they can't have the
True.
vision that you have. They can't have the sight that you have. Like I always had this dream. I always had it. And people couldn't see it, but I could. Right now, I had a choice to either wait for people to see it, which probably wouldn't have ever happened, or just see it and trust it and go by that. So I think I had a lot of faith in someone up there who's going to protect me at every given point of time. I left it to that whomsoever is watching me, and I said, just take care. And I took that jump, and that liberated me because I realized that okay, you don't have to please people. And gradually, when you go ahead, achieve your dreams, go ahead, achieve on that journey, on that pursuit. It's never about reaching the deadline. It's when you go on that pursuit and you move a few steps forward, these same set of people who are unhappy with you are going to come and cheer for you. You have to just
True.
wait and be patient for that to happen. So I think that was the biggest step. That was a stepping point for me. Then from there, obviously, you work on yourself, change that internal conversation, believe in yourself more, because I think I didn't believe in myself and I underplayed for the biggest time of my life. And when that shifted and more of that happened, I saw a difference in the results of my life.
Amazing, Smita. So, from the time I've met you and the time I've known you, we've been having some nice coffee conversations with each other, speaking over a cup
Yeah,
of
I have this
coffee,
as well, by the way.
enjoying together and sharing so much, which we call, maybe a mastermind or your bestie or best friends or your family. So I have seen that shift in you. I've seen that shift from not very sure to extremely sure. And the same thing happened for me because there was a time when I thought that the more I achieved, the more I am worth, So the worth came from the things that I had, not from what I was. And then it became topsy turvy. It was like my worth increased to a level that whether I had something worth 100 rupees or 1 crore rupees, it meant the same to me because it was what I look at it and what I am known for, not what the products or the services that I gave made me. So that huge shift came to me with the change of mindset and beliefs, and we both know how to do it. So let's do one thing. Let's assume we have a entrepreneur with us who has been working really hard, but they've not been able to sustain the money they get. They've not been able to grow higher. They are on the same stagnancy part. Either they're not getting more growth, or either they are not making more money or able to go to the next level. What do you believe these kind of women entrepreneurs have as a mindset issue? Because we are talking about money mindset today, and it is so crucial for people to understand that money is a product of your mindset. the,
Absolutely.
the amount of money you have in your bank, the number of zeros you have after one in your bank is based on your mindset about money. And of course, it takes a lot of self belief and actions and everything. But what is that? Because I know you worked with billionaires, I know you've spoken to a lot of wealthy people, and you have mentored this group of people for last 2 years or maybe 1.5 year as to how you change your mindset from being stuck where you are to just freeing yourself and being able to grow. So just share some valuable things people can practice and do about changing that belief system.
Yeah. In fact, last 1 year has been profound for me as well, because that work that I did with those hundreds of people also kind of brought a lot of awareness in me of what really I did to change. Because, I've had this journey of being in depths of lakhs of rupees to coming to a six-digit income. But when people would earlier ask me, what have you done? I couldn't actually point fingers and say what I've done. But when I took these people through that journey, I also got a lot of awareness on what has shifted in me for me to see that shift. So I think as a women entrepreneur, if you're stuck with money, the biggest thing is number one, so I would do this, and everything I'm saying is based on what I have done. So I'm telling from that space. I think a lot of people chase money, as in chase money in terms of for paying their bills, for taking care of that, buying that house, buying that car, or earning that X number, whatever they want. And it's like a run, 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 right? How long are you going to keep running?
True.
Yeah. And then once they do that, then they stagnate. And then they go back. And then they're like, okay, sit there, chill, relax. And then again, something comes up and then they run. And this happens in every area of life, right? Like look at your weight loss. So people want to lose weight for a marriage, then they gain weight, or all of that. So it's kind of that constant yo-yo pattern that people go after. So I have done that as well, wanting to pay bills, saying that I only want enough, I only want little more than what I have. Why not ask for a bigger one, right? Why not? Like, and Arfin has told me this, and he had asked me once how much money you want to make, and I told him that, and he said, why only that much? Why not more? Why are you not asking for more? Because that time it was not even my mindset. I did not even know that I can ask and I can actually have it, right? So I
True.
think first thing is, fine, you can have money for in the beginning, you could chase some of it, but you have to remember that by the time you're halfway through, if you don't change that goal, you're going to slow down. So you have to have a bigger reason for why you actually do this, right? And it can't be paying bills, taking care of your house and blah blah, which is good for the beginning. Otherwise you're going to be tired, you're going to be exhausted. So you need to have a big vision, a purpose you wake up for every single day. And with entrepreneurs, in fact, I probably never shared this, but I would see a lot of entrepreneurs, even on Facebook, Insta, saying that, during lockdown, don't buy from online, buy our products, buy this, buy that. But my thought would go, what have you done in all these period, every single day, to make your product the best product ever available on this planet Earth? It's your
True.
baby, right? So I think people are busy saying that why someone's not buying something. You have a vision, you're on a mission, you're on a journey. Every single day, how can you make it better? How can you make it bigger? How can you keep fine tuning it to a level that money will become a byproduct? Why would they not buy it? If the painting behind you, let's say if that's the best painting on this planet Earth, like there's nothing called as a best or a perfect one. I'm not saying launch it only when it's perfect. I'm saying launch it, but in the process, keep making it better with each passing day.
True.
Enhance it, keep putting in time and effort into it. So learn, educate yourself, invest in yourself, focus on how you grow as a person and your product grows as a person. A lot of entrepreneurs, you meet them 5 years before, you meet them now, their product is exactly the same, nothing has changed. And that can't really happen. You have to evolve with the changing time, the changing market. You have to keep making it better and better. Rather, I think what people are a lot of focused on is comparing themselves with others. This person better, that person better, is someone doing better? Everyone could be doing better, but you could also be doing great, right? So I think first thing is stop chasing money, let that become a byproduct. Go for a bigger reason of why you wake up every single day. Like you're an entrepreneur. I heard an entrepreneur recently tell me this that, Smita, I'm very comfortable in my life and I don't think I want a lot of money. And I said, why? And then she said, okay, she had a journey of herself where she went through some relationship crisis. At that time, she realized the need of money, earned money. Her stomach became full. Now she's again comfortable. And now lockdown has happened. She's saying it's COVID, so now nothing's happening. No, it's not COVID. It's you who have lost the drive to actually go and get that money. I said, forget about money for a while. Focus on what your vision is. You're an entrepreneur, right? And that word itself, I think it's very pious for me. Like it's a very, very precious word. You can't just go
it's
about it
it's
calling
also
yourself.
it's also very, very powerful, because some
It
people
is
think entrepreneurship is freedom, but I think it is freedom with responsibility, with opportunities, with growth, with magic,
big
with
time.
dreams. It's a such a I mean, I would say it's a holistic word, because when you
It
say
is.
entrepreneur, the sky's the limit. And a lot of people fail to understand. They believe that now I've started my business, and now I have got 20, 30, 40 clients, and I'm better than my neighbor, or I'm better than yesterday. So, done now. I've arrived. So the moment they arrive, then the journey stops, and the growth stops. And you were talking about comfort. So for me, earning XYZ amount is like I've made it. This is what I want. And I was in a room, one day with a lot of celebrities. I was giving a short 10-minute keynote over there, and there were influencers, there were designers, there were actors, and there were like really happening people who were successful. So these people were, like, very successful. So I just asked them to do one exercise, and I had just 3 minutes. So I said, close your eyes and imagine what you want to achieve in another 3 months. What's the figure you want to achieve? So everybody had a smile on their face. And I said, okay, now add two more zeros, and assume that you achieve that as your turnover in coming three more months. And I saw shock, I saw
A
disbelief,
frown.
Yeah, I was like, they were like zapped. I said, why? Matlab, why can I, why, how can I have two more zeros? My maximum is 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. And she's asking me to go to 500, 200. What nonsense. And I saw one very beautiful influencer open her cat eyes and stare at me. And I said, what happened? I am shocked. I can't believe I can't even believe that can happen. So that's the power of imagination, and that's the power of I would say coaching, that break your pattern, you make people, you push people to think beyond their limits. And that's the time when
Absolutely.
breakthroughs happen, and you and me have experienced breakthroughs,
Yeah.
like so many things are just fall apart and new things come up. It's like, a new world altogether. So I agree with
I
you that
think, Gemini, yeah, sorry to cut you on that. I think entrepreneurship, it is freedom, but it's freedom to dream and it's freedom to imagine, it's freedom to go bigger and much, 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 much bigger than you can ever think in the wildest of your dreams. That's
true,
the freedom that entrepreneurship brings. I feel, especially for women entrepreneurs, and no disrespect, but I think, what really happens is they have this X amount in their mind. They have to only, they're behind that X amount, right? They've forgotten that vision they're out for. So then they'll be like, okay, family, then my kid, and you have to be there for all of them. But if you don't respect your own dream, you're not going to do justice to anything around you,
true,
right? So then everything else comes first. Like a birthday party will come before their business, and sorry, that's not how you can do it, right?
true.
You have to choose your priorities, right? And you have to be willing to, I think, like I had told this to Sachin when we had got married, that there might come a time that I will choose my project or whatever I'm doing, my work, before a family function, right? And I think there's no harm in doing that, because if you're out there for a mission, if you're out there, if you're running a marathon, right, you're not going to run if halfway and say that, hey, I have that thing to attend, and you're going to go there. No, you're going to finish. You have to go to the finish mile. So you
Mhm.
have to have your priorities right. You have to know where are you going. You have to, I'm not saying, I won't call it as a sacrifice, because I've never felt it's a sacrifice. I think half of the things we do in our life are things that you can cut off. Like, you don't
They're
have to really
choices you
do that.
make.
You don't have
I
to
think
be.
they're choices you make.
Yes. Right. So I that's what I feel for women entrepreneurs. I think they should, it's a freedom and it's a power. They can dream bigger, they can make it better, they can make it huge. Don't be very happy and satisfied with what it is. It's good to be happy with whatever you have, but it also is important that you have to have a vision, a mission, a reason you wake up. And I think make your product with each passing day, hold it like a treasure in hand, and how you make it better with each passing day and yourself better with each passing day. And
So
I had read this somewhere, I don't remember who, I'm a little bad with names, but I had read this somewhere, that you keep making yourself so much better that you become a personality which is so magnetic that people get drawn to you. And then when they come closer to you, then charge them for it. Right? So that's what a business person needs to do. If you enhance yourself every day, you become that person, people will buy from you. They will. So yeah, that
and
buying should be the last thing, as in that will happen.
Smita, like you and me have been sharing a lot about mindset and money mindset as such, and what you said is totally, I resonate with that. One more thing I wanted to share is that I have known entrepreneurs who are wanting the success that they dream of, but when it comes to putting in the time, energy, the investment and the hours, that is a complete imbalance in there,
Mismatch.
because when you ask somebody, what do you want to make? I want to make 7 crores, I want to make 10 crores, I want to 9. Are you ready to, I mean, are you ready to become the personality who makes that money? Because I think there is a blueprint to every success. It may be different for each individual, like you and me have, you have your set of beliefs, I have my set of beliefs, and we both are working towards a larger than life vision. You and me being in the same field, working with women entrepreneurs, but you have your own system, I have my own system, but yet you and me agree that there is a blueprint, there is a success blueprint that is there available in the world, but people fail to apply that step by step. So some people are very good at the beginning, then they get happy, and then they again fall into the ditch, then again they want to come up, then again they get happy. So they repeat patterns. How long
Yeah.
do you think it takes for an individual to break a pattern and build a new one?
I think it's easy. You could just do it in 3 months if you really want to. But the whole thing is, who are you accountable to? right? I think most of the entrepreneurs think, oh, I'm my own boss. No, you cannot really work like that, right?
True.
We are humans, and it happens that you will go through that waves of laziness and up and down. But who are you accountable to when you wake up in the morning and you have your monthly plans or weekly plans or yearly plans? Who are you accountable to, right? Not someone sitting on your head and saying that, okay, why didn't you earn this money? But someone who's going to help you. It's like, my bedroom has a very beautiful painting, which is like a person carving. I wish I could get that. A person carving his own,
Yeah.
sculpture, right?
Right.
So now that's what it is. Who are those set of people around you who are going to carve that character out of you? Right? If you are telling me you want to earn 7 crores, which is great. However, are you willing to work on that Sunday? Are you willing to put that extra 1 hour? Are you willing to go beyond everything else? You could probably not feel like putting your feet down on the floor. Are you willing to put your feet down, get ready, get out there and go and have that meeting which you don't want to do? Right? But the point is, we have those people around us, right, Gemini? Like, I have you, I have some great set of people. We have that conversations around us, right? Every time I feel a little low, I pick up a call on you. I have some people, I know of this lady who's going through cancer and radiation, and I see her working and showing up every single day. I know of
Wow.
you, right? I know of you taking up so much challenges and doing it every single day. I know of amazing people around me, and I think that's what has brought that out of me, where I could actually go ahead and say, this is what should happen for you to get out there and do it. People think
So
I'm not willing to do hard work. It's not hard work. It's your passion. It's something that you dreamt for. It's something that you wake up for. It's something that when you lie down in your bed, you saw that in your eyes, right? How can that be hard work? It's fun, but it's just a little. It's mind, and it happens where you have that little nut and bolt which needs a little tightening up, screwing up, right? Which will stop you from achieving, because we all are comfortable in our comfort. We protecting that. We are in that zone. We want to be in that zone, right? I've been here and I feel like, let's assume, it's there's not a lot of difference in how you do anything is how you do everything. Let's assume weight loss. Now, when you have to lose weight, you have to eat healthy. You have to go for that run. You have to do that workout, right? Now, I'm so comfortable eating that dessert. Why should I actually go and lose weight? Same applies for when you have to go and earn that money. I'm so comfortable not putting that extra hour, watching that movie, sleeping around, and then why would I actually go out there and do that? So you need that set of people, and without that, I think it's tough. For me, my mastermind brought all the difference, all the difference. You being one of the
uh,
biggest catalysts as well.
thank you for that. And Smita, I resonate completely. Like word to word, I agree, I agree, I agree, I would say, because I just love the way you put it, that it takes a lot of carving to be done on yourself. And are you ready? Are there people to guide you? So a lot of people, there was a party one time, and there was a multi-level marketing head sitting over there, and he thought too much of himself, which he could see from the language he was using. And we were a set of 7 to 8 coaches over there, and there were 4 or 5 business people over there, and we were all coaches from different fields. And he said, you know what, nowadays, like, if you throw a stone down the building, it will fall on a coach. There are so many coaches, in the industry. So I could not resist it, and I did react. I would not say respond, but I did react and respond. I said, yes, you know what, if you throw a stone and it falls on a coach, you are somebody who is blessed, because God must have thought that you need growth, and that's why he put a coach into your, below your stone, so that you can realize that there are people who can take you to the next level. And there was pin drop silence over there. And he said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I said, no, you just showed your mindset and the way you think, because there are people who are here who transform life. There are people over here who help other people. And you know what? Coaching has got a lot of different kinds, because you go to tuition teachers, you go to dance teachers, you go to different type of teachers, and then you go to coaches. So a lot of people do not understand the difference between a teacher, somebody who is a trainer, or somebody who is facilitating information, and somebody who is into the transformation. So there's a huge
Yeah,
gap over there. And
I
a
was
lot of
going to
women
come to that.
and a lot of women entrepreneurs think ki, I know it all, मैं कर लूंगी, I will Google it out and I will come to know. So I'll tell you, I had a set of 10 people, whom I was talking to, and out of that, 3 people took action and they became a part of my coaching. And the journey for those three people in last 1 year has been from selling a product worth 600, 700 to selling hampers worth 4,500. Like a huge rainbow. I have a client who started selling courses for 4,500 to 12,000, who has a course for 2.5 lakhs now to sell, for international students. So that the range of growth in the mindset is all that, is required. But people fail to understand. They don't want to pay for the invisible. They only want to pay for the physical. So if I sell this mug to somebody, they will buy it. But if I sell them an idea or a learning, it's very difficult for them. So you know what 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 are the things that a women entrepreneur should invest in? Forget the business,
You know,
about herself.
yeah, I would in fact go a little back to the coaches as well. No disrespect to any coaches, but at the same time, I also feel it's not really people's fault in saying that, because it's like they don't really know what to expect out of a coach, right? If
True.
you're going to a coach and someone's giving you knowledge, sorry, I'm not paying either, right? Like, it's available on the internet for free. It's
True.
available on YouTube. Right now, what we are doing is a lot of knowledge share. Right now,
Right.
that's available for free. Now, why should somebody pay for that? I'm not paying for it, right? But a coach's job is to create a transformation, and that has to be and that's the character shift that happens, right?
Right.
Arfin once told me that if you want to become rich, behave like a rich person. Now, I never understood what this means. I thought, am I supposed to go for rich holidays? Am I supposed to travel by the luxuries? Am I? And I didn't have any money at that point of time. You have seen me actually come through that phase, right? So
Right.
I would think, what is he saying? But today I understand it's a character. And how do you get the character? Because it's not available on internet, and that is something that internet can never give you, right? It's an internal shift that has to happen, and that is what a coach can create. Right now, you're talking about someone just selling 250 to 4,000 hamper. Now, what shifted is the internal story has shifted, the
100%.
internal conversation has shifted, the willingness to go out there and offer that product at that price range has shifted, right? From charging about 10, 20, 30,000, that's about 10, $15, to actually coming to charging $1,000 for my coaching session is something that shifted for me. Yeah, now
True.
I wouldn't have done this 5 years back, but today I can easily sit and do it because I know the worth that I'm really offering, and I know the value that I'm bringing onto the table, and I know the transformation that's going to come for a person who's going to go through that journey, right? I've known so many people who had shut down their business during COVID, and I think, yeah, COVID has been tough. I'm not blaming, or I'm not saying that, no, it's not. But again, if you had a set of mastermind, if you had set of people who could help you modify your business and cope up with the time changing time, you would have done well, right? So I know of so many people this last 1 year where I was talking about people working with people, they're saying, like, got people telling me I was randomly doing a business, but now today I actually know why I'm doing my business, right? And my entire business perspective has shifted. People who were almost shutting it down to actually scaling it up to 3x. Now, what has shifted is the mastermind. What has shifted is this internal character. And it's like your mind is like a sponge. What you're going to be surrounded with, it's going to constantly keep absorbing that. If your conversation is all about this person doesn't pay me, that person doesn't pay me, this is happening and that is happening, and that's what you're going to see a lot of, right? Your focus is on all those problems than on your vision. Are you asking yourself the right questions? What can I do today to make my product better? What can I do today to change the value I'm offering? What can I do today to offer so much value through my business? Because it's no more a time where people are going to buy you for just the product, it's also the value you offer. Right? You walk into a mall or you walk into a thing, like I would buy there's so many places for me to buy a MacBook, but I would still go to a particular store and buy that MacBook based on that person who had that conversation with me, because he was willing to give me that extra set of, conversation, that care, that attention, that focus, that information, everything that I needed. And he was not trying to sell me. I got that vibe of it. He was actually doing something for me that was beneficial for me. This is the time we are living in. As an entrepreneur, that shift has to happen. I was working with there's this VP with whom I was working. He's a top VP of a top financial organization. I don't want to name it. But again, he was a part of a setup where, we're working with entrepreneurs, training them, sales, and all of that. And he goes about saying that, what was that? Like, he heard me having a conversation, right? And he said, what was that? I said, that is what I need to tell this person, for this person to see what's better for them. But he said, you didn't force them to buy. I said, that's not my job. Right? That's not my job to force anyone to buy anything. My job is to show them what's needed for them to change their life. And he said, this is very different. And I said, you need to leave your corporate outside and come, because you're never going to learn it till you're going to have that sales in your head, because you're willing to sell it to anybody, no matter it does any benefit to that person or not. You don't value yourself, you don't value your product, and you don't value that person either. Right? So that switch that needs to happen in an entrepreneur's head is, I think, really essential. Which, as an entrepreneur, you need to know that you, with your product, whatever it is making a difference to someone's life. And you have to be willing to lose a customer. You have to be willing to not
Definitely.
serve someone. I think they're so desperate that they want to work with everybody. And that can't really ever happen. Right? You
So,
cannot work with everyone.
so, Smita, I am so glad that you spoke about the mastermind, and that's what I was going to actually ask you about, sharing a little bit about, how a mastermind can completely change. So, my experience, like you said, with mastermind has been that, like you and the whole gang of ours, I can say a gang because we all, are into the same common mission, doing the same work, but yet there is no competition. So,
Absolutely. A
what
crazy
happens is,
set of gang.
yeah, it's very different to be, with a engineer and a doctor and a lawyer and have a mastermind, because they all are thinking of growth in their own things, and you know what, but it is a very different thing to have a set of 20, 30 coaches doing the same job, doing the same work, and having the same mission. But I think we have grown, and having this amazing magnetic energy among ourselves, that we all stick together and become one big strong pillar, who is able to support each other, and we can draw strength from each other. That's been wonderful, and that can be learned only in a mastermind. And like you and me are aware, a whole range of masterminds are coming up, and I'm really excited to see your mastermind, and I am sure you'll be excited to see my mastermind, as to what kind of people coming, what kind of brainstorming happens, and what kind of actual results come out of it. So for women entrepreneurs to get some extremely great and good results, can you share 4 or 5 steps that they can start taking from today? Like, we spoke about the psychology. Can you share something that they can practically apply right from today, so that we have around 6 to 7 minutes to go, and if you can share something, a minute each, I think they can take home something and experience what coaching can do, and especially with
Yeah.
Smita.
uh, it's with anybody, it's just about go to the right person, as in doesn't matter, you come to me, you come to anyone, as in it's just go to the person who's going to help you actually create that shift you want to see. And I think, mastermind, I think, Gemini, anybody can do a mastermind. Doctors can also have a mastermind. We have this because we come from a space of abundance, that I'm
Yeah,
not worried, oh my God, is my client going to go to Gemini? As in, I will celebrate. I would recommend that, listen, you know what? I think Gemini would do a better work with you than I would do. So go to Gemini. Right. So that's a space of abundance that you come from. And I think, as an
definitely.
entrepreneur, it's extremely important that you know that people will come to you for who you are. And there is no scarcity. So as an entrepreneur, if I was selling a service, I would tie up with another 10 people who are selling similar ones. In fact, Bombay is the best example of that, and a lot of places in our country, in India, you can actually see that, right? Like, you go to one Crawford market, you will see chain of stores selling exactly the same thing. There is no competition, and I love having conversation with these set of people. I ask them, do you all have competition? Do you cut short the price based on one person? They're like, no, the one who's meant to come to us will come to us. We don't cut short on prices to kind of kill our competition. But we believe in the value that we offer, and that's what we look at constantly, how we can offer better value, and that's the best thing. If I'm with 10, 15 people doing the same product as mine, I would in fact enhance my value than just being desperate and needy and scarcity. I think, as a women entrepreneur, first come from that mindset and go work with everybody else, because you can't cater to everyone. You need a bigger team. I think that's the most important thing. Secondly, yeah, as a woman, I think women end up taking everything on their own. They want to do everything on their own. Create a team, work with people, have more people to do things, cut down things that, as a woman, you constantly are playing constant roles. You're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a business owner, everything, right? So cut down on things that you think can be done by somebody else. It can be in your house also, it can be in your business also. If it can be done by someone else, let that person handle it. You keep focusing on sharpening your axe. right? So focus on the things that's very important to you. Thirdly, be with the right set of people around you. Extremely, extremely important. Like people who encourage your mission, people who support it, people who, not positive thinking. That's not what I'm saying. And I think that's what also a mistake people do. They'll go together and we will achieve your goals. Like, really, you don't even have a road plan to do it. Right? So someone who is, I would do this, and I have that in my mastermind, people who are at least five people who are at least three steps or five steps ahead of where you really want to go. Is you need
Lovely.
someone who can constantly show you that. Most importantly, invest in yourself. You are the best product that you could ever sell. And I'm sorry, no wrong intentions with that, but I mean that you need to sharpen yourself. You need to bloom each day. So invest in the right form of learning. Again, something that I've learned: don't be penny wise pound foolish,
Sounds
right?
foolish.
So yeah, Arfin says this. And don't, people try to save money even over there. Investing in yourself, right? Go and invest in a place that's going to accelerate your growth, not just small little set of knowledge. Get knowledge on internet, invest on your growth. I think that's what most important thing. And I think, yeah, that's it. Cut down on
Wow.
stuff, divide, work with everyone, and there is abundance. There is so much we can together do. So just go and find the right set of people. And if you find people who are whinging, moaning, complaining, get them off. Change the company you're hanging out with and just hang out with some right set of people. So move on, man. Life will happen, challenges happen, bad times happen, shit happens. We can't really change it. Right? So move on and move on for a vision, wake up for a reason, craft a plan for yourself, and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do it.
So I'm so proud to hear this, because I don't need to speak because you've spoken my words, from my heart. What comes, I can just hear it. And I told you today's conversation is not going to be about any questions or anything because we both have seen this journey. And Smita, where can I find you? Where can my entrepreneurs find you? Give us your social media handles. How do they contact you? And what are the kind of clients do you take up? What are the kind of women entrepreneurs you work with? Do you want to be any specific kind of women entrepreneurs? Or you work with anybody and everybody who comes to you?
No, I pick my clients, and so that doesn't mean I don't want to come across pricey about it. The whole thing is you can find me on Insta. It's there at Smitaa Nair 01. So it's a double A for the Smita. You can find me. I'm pretty much active there. I'm there on Facebook with the same Facebook page as well. So you could find me at that. And you ping me on Insta. That is there. I work with people again who are willing to push themselves a bit. That's my main key. Like if you are growth oriented, if you're not willing to give up, if you have had a lot of setbacks in life, you're my ideal client because I will work with you because I like people who have probably gone to 10 places, who have done everything, turned their world upside down, still not seeing results, but are willing to do whatever it takes. Then come to me, because coming to me is not, I'm not going to be nice all the time. By now you've figured that out, and you know that, Gemini, right? So I'm not going to be nice all the time. I'm going to give you a whack. I'm going to push you. I'm going to be doing whatever it takes for you to get to your result. So I pick my clients very carefully because I realize that not everybody really is ready for that. And I'll tell you one thing, and this is, I think, probably the last thing: not everyone needs to become a millionaire. Probably you don't need to. Probably that's not what you require in life, and that's okay. First, get that clear. Don't become a millionaire because your neighbor and that aunt and that person on the newspaper is a millionaire, right? So I want someone who really resonates with, they may or may not, but at least has that spark in their eye where they saying that they really want it, and they have that fire with them to go and do what it takes. Because then I promise you, I'll take you there. I will, because then it becomes my commitment.
And I would stand by every word that Smita has shared because really, when you want to grow and when you want to have a money mindset, it starts from within, it starts from here. And if you had it on your own, if you knew what to do, then you would have worked on this by the time you just became 18 or 16 or you just started your work. That's the time you would applied it. But because you have not so far, whether you are 18 or 20 or 40 or 60, there is something, there is an unmasked potential in you that can be done, and that can be done by coaches only. And a small disclaimer: coaches are not sweet people, coaches are not your what you can say to-do list. They are somebody who will make you think outside the box, and they will give you practical strategies through their learning, through their experiences, and through their programs, how to get there. So it's a roadmap. We are more or less like what you can say, emotional Google people who will really take you to your destination faster, guaranteed, and with hand holding. So I guess hand holding is something we've learned from our mentor, Mr. Arfin Khan, because you can give such a huge stack of information, ideas and strategies which you can find online. You can buy books, you can buy online, material, read it and understand it. But if you had somebody to just sit down and make you think outside the box and apply it to your life again and again and again till you got it, that's the magic formula. So that's what Smita and Gemini Dhar do under the Arfin Khan umbrella, under their own programs, under all that they've learned from life. And that's what I called a fulfilled mission. So, Smita, uh, quickly, what do you want to say to the audience in one last line? What do you want to say to them that will make them think, yes, we should think about, upgrading ourselves?
I think I pretty much said it, but I think one most important thing is define your journey based on who you are. You don't have to have something because somebody else has. Just go for it because that's who you stand up for. That's who you are. And probably nobody has it. That's okay. Or probably everybody has it. That's okay. Doesn't matter. But just own yourself up and don't try to become somebody else, because as a woman I think that's the biggest challenge that we go through, trying to do that everybody else is doing. Just be yourself and go for your journey, your mission, your purpose. It might be different, it may be unique, it may be, it doesn't matter. And again, as I said, not everyone needs to become a millionaire. You have to plan what's essential for you, where you're going, how far your journey should be, and just plan it for based on that. And let take help. I think take help. Strength lies in taking help. So take help.
So, thank you, Smita, for being on to my show and sharing some valuable things. I wish even 10% of this applied by any entrepreneur would guarantee them some growth and success. And if you do experiment with this, if you do apply what you've learned from Smita, do put your feedback onto Smita's Instagram handle and my handle, and connect me to amazing women, and I will bring them onto my show. Thank you, Smita, for joining us. Looking forward for our next
Thank you,
session,
Gemini.
and coming up with one more strong women next week. Until then, thank you so much. Bye, Smita. Loads of love.
Thank you, Gemini. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.
Bye bye.